Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Je sais pas, c'est la première fois que je vois ça.
Oh merde! Putain! Laisse-moi! Qui est là?
C'est moi.
Paul? Tu vas bien, mon pote?
Oui, tout va super bien.
Ah!
The object SCP-354, or as it's been called, the Red Pool, was discovered by the Foundation almost 10 years ago. Before that, there were only legends about it, which were told by the residents of northern Canada. We managed to find this anomaly and construct a containment site around the pool. For years, the personnel of that area managed to stop the creatures spawned by the Red Pool, but recently, strange things have started happening at the SCP-354 facility. First, during one of the attacks, a Special Forces soldier was killed. Then several scientists disappeared without a trace. An anonymous message came to the main office of the Foundation from the Red Pool area. I'm bringing to your attention that illegal experiments are being conducted at the SCP-354 Red Pool facility. The facility's employees are in danger. This is urgent. Please help us. That's why the management decided to send me, Caroline Holt, senior investigator at the SCP Foundation, to look into the case. When first arriving at the site, I decided to talk to the area head, Professor Peter Cross.
Welcome to the facility. To what do I owe the pleasure of a visit from such a high authority?
You tell me, Professor. What's going on at your facility?
Shush, they can hear us.
They? Who are you talking about, Peter?
Have you come to deal with the illegal experiments?
So, it was you who sent that message to the main office?
Right. I was afraid for my life. The situation, it got out of control.
Who are you afraid of? Who do you suspect is dangerous?
Several scientists. I don't know exactly who they are. They're not talking. The Special Forces soldiers are on their side.
Why didn't you inform the Foundation? Why did you send an anonymous message?
They hacked the database's main server and monitor incoming and outgoing messages.
You need to calm down, Peter. I'm here now and I'll deal with it. Just go about your business. Funny thing. Yours?
Huh? Oh, this one. No, a keepsake from my son. He loved collecting robots.
I'm sorry, Professor. I also have a trinket in memory of a loved one. The Memphis Grizzlies. My father loved that team. Don't worry, Peter. I'll put things right. 87 people worked at the Red Pool area, and some of them were clearly wolves in sheep's clothing. It was necessary to find those who violated the Foundation's protocols. But first, we needed to study the latest events. I went to the area's main server and began to dig into the archives. Incident 354-6, a man of Indian descent came out of the pool. He was immediately eliminated while trying to escape. The results of the autopsy of the creature... Strangely, some of the data had been corrupted. Okay, what else is there? Incident 354-3, the appearance of a black metallic sphere capable of levitating a meter above the ground. It emitted concentrated levels of radiation in precisely directed beams, sufficient enough to instantly cripple and later result in death. During the naturalization of the object, an employee died. Christ, again? No data? There's obviously someone trying to cover up their tracks. Incident 354-18. A metallic humanoid machine appeared from the pool. During the battle, it was naturalized and taken to the laboratory. During a detailed examination, human tissues had been discovered. Part of the face was very similar to an employee from the area. I can't believe it! Why is someone trying to hide the results? Just then, the alarm sounded. Another creature appeared from the pool, incredibly agile and reptilian. It dodged shots and scattered SWAT members like flies. It was necessary to act, otherwise the creature would leave the perimeter. This couldn't be allowed, when suddenly... Damn! Misfire! No, Christ! You've gotta be kidding me! A second before the strike, the fighter shot the creature down. It was massive. Bring it to the laboratory, quickly! I watched the scientist of the facility dissect the reptile. It was incredible, really. A recombination of animal and plant tissues, as if someone was experimenting with nature. But why wasn't this reflected in the other reports? Some of these lab coats definitely don't want the research results to go public. And I had to find the conspirators. I couldn't sleep for a long time last night. It had been quite the eventful day. And then I heard a strange noise. What's that? Who gave the fighters those orders? And who is being carried? A birthmark. I've seen that somewhere before. Christ! What's going on? Professor Cross was right. Someone is doing illegal things here. The next day, I told Peter everything. The fighters dragged the body and threw it into the pool. And you know, Professor, I know I've seen this guy somewhere. He had a birthmark, right here.
I don't know of any employees with such a mark, and all the dead are cremated immediately.
Someone is clearly not following protocols.
I assure you, they are up to something dangerous.
Everything is under control, Mr. Cross. I'll find out who's behind all this. I decided to interrogate all the scientists of the facility who had access to the research. I'd talked to one after another, but no one said anything new. It seemed to me that all the scientists were afraid of something. Tell me, Miss Sparks, do you know anyone in the area who has a birthmark on their cheek?
Yes, I guess there was one, a Special Forces fighter, but he died a few months ago.
But this didn't make sense. Why was the soldier who died a few months ago just now being thrown into the pool? And why did Professor Cross say he didn't know of such a guy? After all, the fighter was clearly under his command. Thank you, Helen. You may go. I was about to leave when I suddenly came across a note that had been left behind. You're looking in the wrong place. Peter Cross is behind everything. Beware of him. Who left this message? What's going on here? Seems like they get out of the pool quite often. I ran out to the bank and saw... No way! This can't be happening! The creature that came out of the red pool was just like the bear from my medallion, which I dropped into the water yesterday. Wait! Don't shoot! I need it alive! Take it easy. It's me. Remember? Shit. Can you just keep your stunner ready next time? Let's get it to the lab. I decided to personally deal with this creature, but while we were taking it to the containment cell... What the hell? How is this possible? He was dead! I saw it myself! Hold on! Professor, where is he?
What are you talking about, Miss Holt?
Why is he lying to me? After all, my eyes weren't deceiving me. I definitely saw the dead fighter.
Who was it? It seems to me you're not well. Go to your room. I'll tell the doctor to visit you.
Yeah, I think you're right, Peter. No way. I know you're hiding something, and I'm going to expose you. I rushed to the lab to question the scientists again. Whoever wrote that note clearly knows what's going on here. But, strangely, the lab was empty. But the employees themselves weren't there. The creature that emerged from the pool today has come to its senses, but there was clearly something wrong with it. Hey! Where is everyone? This creature, it died by itself. Apparently, objects from the pool can't live above the water for long periods of time. I had to find the missing scientists, but no matter who I asked, no one had seen them. They couldn't have just disappeared into thin air like that. I went back to the database server and went over the surveillance footage. And got it! I knew it! Where did you take them? Let's see. I watched as the fighters led the scientists through the empty hallways, and suddenly the video was gone. Someone was deleting all the records from a remote terminal right at that moment. No way! Are you covering this up, you bastards? Where should I look for them now? And then I remembered that all the employees of the area were implanted with heavy-duty tracking chips. You can use them to find anyone, no matter where he or she is. I quickly ran the identification numbers of the missing scientists. There you are, in the crematorium. You have nothing to be afraid of. Come on out, we need to talk. But there was only silence. And then I found them. Or rather, what's left of them. 5 scientists were simply eliminated. Alive! Caroline Holt, identification number 704. I am announcing an alarm at the Red Pool facility. I demand a support unit. That's it. Work at the facility was stopped until further notice. In case of an emergency, I had the right to take leadership into my own hands. Professor Cross was placed under arrest and locked in his office. Goodness, I'm so exhausted. I need to get some sleep before the cleanup team arrives. I had to let my guard down, just for a moment, because after that, everything went wrong. Bastards! Let me go! That's an order! I had no idea where they were dragging me to, but I knew it wasn't going to end well. When suddenly, I heard the shots of a stunner.
Run!
It was Helen. She saved me.
I knew they would come for you.
Seems like you have something to tell me.
Yes, and for that I'll end up like everyone else, in the oven.
Assistant researcher Helen Sparks said that Peter Cross had been the first to discover the unusual properties of water. The Red Pool created recombinations from everything that fell into it. The professor started experimenting. During one containment of a creature from the pool, a fighter died. Yes, the one with the birthmark on his cheek. Mr. Cross took the body and said he would cremate it himself. But a couple of days later, an android creature appeared from the pool, and part of his face was the face of that fighter. All the scientists immediately realized that the professor didn't burn the body of the deceased fighter, but instead threw it into the pool. He began to conduct his own experiments. Peter Cross went crazy, and some scientists refused to work with him. The next day, they disappeared. But why didn't you report this earlier?
The professor has his own laboratory where he conducts his inhumane experiments.
So it was you, Helen?
Have you not seen what they did to the others? I was afraid for my life. That's why I sent an anonymous message to the main office. And during your interrogation, I placed the note secretly.
It turns out that Cross has been stringing me along the whole time? He's insane!
Where are you going?
Well, now he can't escape justice. But the professor's office was empty. No doubt. The personal guard released him. And then I noticed the photo. Damn! It was right in front of my face the entire time? To father, from your loving son. So that's what it was. The deceased fighter was the son of the professor. He's experimenting on his own son? Helen, I have to get into his lab.
It won't be easy.
The mad professor's lab was impregnable. It was being guarded by fighters, but it might still be possible to get in. If I don't come back, tell everyone what's going on here. I crawled about 30 meters and found myself right above the professor's laboratory. Oh Lord, what are you doing there? He transplanted tissues from other living organisms onto his own son.
Father, don't torture me. Let me go. Be patient, son. It'll all be over soon. You'll stay here forever.
Just then, I felt that I was putting too much pressure on the transfer grill. Ugh! Damn it!
Oh, Miss Holt, what a pleasant surprise.
It's over, Cross. I know everything.
So much the worse for you, Caroline. Both to the pool. When Michael died, I swore that I would bring him back.
And you threw him into the pool.
Correct. and he returned to me, but he hardly lasted half an hour. Creatures are unstable outside of the pool. They die. I tried everything. I even attempted making my son an android, to little effect. But then I discovered a very rare species of octopus with incredible regenerative abilities. The transplanted mollusk gland will help my son return for good.
Think about it, Peter. Would your son really want this? If there's an ounce of humanity left in you, you won't torment him anymore.
You will never understand the feelings of a father who has lost his son.
I lost my dad, and I know how you feel. But I would never return him this way.
And that is why we are so different.
I believed for a moment that this was the end. And then I heard the noise of helicopters in the sky. Right on time. Mr. Cross, it's pointless to run. It's over.
You don't understand. I am not leaving without my son.
Peter! Crazy old man. He thought he had no other choice. The next day, SCP-354 facility, the Red Pool, was cleared. All documents have been seized, laboratories have been sealed, and employees have been treated with a Class A amnestic. Professor Cross's body was never found. Even after a few days, no one appeared from the pool. But something tells me that this is the calm before the storm, and the Red Pool still has some unpleasant surprises coming our way.